Here is my audience, and I will start my persuasive speech. Okay, I have a PowerPoint over stop smoking. Did you know that smoking is the leading cause of the preventable disease and death in the United States of America? According to a survey carried out by the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, for all death cases that occur in the United States of America, smoking and diseases that can be tracked back to it are responsible for 1 in every 5 cases. Smoking rates among humans is a topic that should generate serious concern, and reasons for that are well known to many of us. According to the research conducted by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, in 2018, it was estimated that 14 out of every 100 U.S. adults that are at the age 18 or older were smokers. What this means is to every one of us here today is that you probably are a smoker or you know someone that is a smoker. So the numbers of people is very high. You're either around it, you know somebody, or you're affected by it. Today, I'd like to talk to you all about smoking, its continued prevalence in our society, and the danger it poses. Possible ways to fight smoking habits as well. Okay. Smoking is dangerous, and it kills more than we can ever imagine. Taking the 14 to 100 ratio for smokers in the adult population into consideration, we arrive at an estimated 34.2 million as a head count of adult smokers. From that population of smokers, more than 16 million, which account for close to half of the smoking population, live with a smoking-related disease. For an activity that is widely regarded as a form of recreational habit, among a certain set of people, the death rates are simply too much to ignore, which is why I'm talking about it today. So the reason I chose to talk about this is because I feel like this connects to me, because my grandmother has smoked cigarettes since she was 14, and in her 50s, she started suffering from what the doctors called a rainfall of strokes. They said these strokes were coming from the effects of her smoking majority of her life. Her recovery started with rehab and having to learn how to speak again, write, do math, and even walk. After rehab, she used the nicotine patches to come off of smoking cigarettes, and I've seen firsthand what cigarettes can do to someone, so this is why I felt it was needed to be talked about. I also put that into my slide. Okay, smoking is highly addictive and very hard to stop. Tobacco contains nicotine, a popular stimulant whose intoxicating effects are usually less as intense than hard drugs like cocaine. The difference in the intoxicating potentials of nicotine is what makes it easy and rampant for smokers to want to smoke more than they use of other substances. It's harder to get off of. While it may appear outwards that the effects of smoking tobacco are mild, nicotine stimulates the adrenaline glands and causes a dangerous rise in blood pressure and respiration. The health effects of smoking damages the body of the smoker and the people who inhale their smoke. When you inhale smoke, either as the smoker or you being around a smoker, your body suffers a great deal of damage. As stated by the National Health Service, the smoke from tobacco products contains tar that poisons the blood, and it makes it thicker and it makes it clot. That was my problem with my grandma. She, after she had her surgeries, after she went through rehab and stuff, she eventually got a blood clot in her leg, to which later led her to having to get her leg amputated. This narrows the arteries and it reduces the amount of oxygen in the blood circulating. This increases the risk of a heart attack or a stroke. Smoking also increases the risk of having stomach cancer or ulcers. Research has revealed that smokers are 1.5 times more likely to have kidney cancer compared to non-smokers. Speaking of smoking, the lungs are arguably the most affected part of the body. Smoking causes the body to develop colds, coughs, and sometimes asthma. Smoking causes 84% of deaths from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, which is COPD. It is a collection of lung diseases that include chronic bronchitis, among others. Other symptoms include breathing difficulties and persistent cough. So I put in my slideshow problems with smoking. Smoking is highly addictive and very hard to stop. The health effects of smoking damages the body and the smoker and the people who inhale their smoke. Speaking of smoking, I've already stated that. And then smoking also increases the risk of having stomach cancers and ulcers. So like I just repeated, I put that in my slideshow. While smoking is so addictive and hard to stop, it is not impossible for anyone who has or at some point been addicted to smoking to stop. It is hard to bear, but the pain would eventually experience the side effects of smoking is harder to bear than trying to stop smoking. The American Cancer Society suggests a couple of proven methods to quit smoking. And I have listed these methods on my slideshow as well. You can see them here, but I will go over them. So a couple of proven methods to help quit smoking is set a date. Call it quits with smoking is a tough decision to follow through, but setting a date for the day that you finally quit will help your ability to finally quit. Inform your friends and family. Tell people who matter to you that can help you resolve and quit in the addiction. Tell them, have somebody to hold you accountable. Get rid of everything that reminds you of smoking. These include cigarettes, ashtrays, matchboxes, or lighters. Get rid of these items and replace them with oral substitutes you can chew to resist the urge to smoke. Also, try not to be around people that encourage smoking if you're trying to stop smoking. Avoid smoking crowds. Try as much as possible to never stay in a place where the other people are smoking that might trigger you or urges you to want to grab a cigarette. And get busy. The urge to smoke can easily become irresistible if you remain idle whenever it happens. You can avoid that by taking a walk or running or doing anything that keeps your mind off of it, swimming, just other activities where you don't think a cigarette will be around. Also, some other solutions would be a nicotine patch and gum. You can also get a prescription of nasal spray or an inhaler to help you stop smoking, which that's what my grandmother used, was nicotine patches. So I hear it's a good substitute. In conclusion, quitting your smoking habit would forever be the best an addict can ever do. The urge to keep smoking can be overwhelming, but you can also always resist and do what's best for your health and that of everyone around you. In the long run, it'll help you more beneficially. Maybe or maybe not, you're the one with the smoking habit that needs to be checked. Whichever way, I want you to know that you have the power over it as long as you want to. All you need is a decision, one final decision that you're done endangering your life. Make that decision and follow it through the end. And remember what they say, smokers are liable to die young. Kill that habit before it kills you. Thank you.